Ford's Ranger comes with big promises, but this mid-sized truck is hiding some serious flaws that could leave you with buyer's remorse. If you're considering one of these trucks, you need to understand the reliability nightmares, value problems, and daily frustrations that current owners are dealing with right now. We've uncovered 7 reasons why you should not buy a Ford Ranger, so let's get straight into it. Number 7. Limited features and base trims. When you're shopping for a new truck, it's natural to check out the base model first, especially if you're watching your budget. The problem with the Ranger is that Ford strips these entry-level trims down to the bare bones, forcing you to spend thousands more just to get features that come standard on rival trucks. You're looking at a truck that costs over $35,000 but still comes with steel wheels, manual cloth seats, and a basic 4-speaker audio system. There's no power-adjustable driver's seat, no remote start, and the infotainment screen is a tiny 8-inch unit that feels outdated. Think about your typical morning commute. You're juggling coffee, tools, paperwork, and trying to adjust your seat, except you can't do it with a button press like in most modern vehicles. Instead, you're manually cranking a lever while your back protests. To get features like an upgraded sound system or wireless smartphone integration, you're forced to jump to the XLT trim, which immediately adds over $5,000 to the price tag. For anyone hoping to get a capable work truck without breaking the bank, the Ranger makes that goal nearly impossible. But missing features are just the beginning. Wait until you hear about the mechanical issues plaguing owners. Number 6. Reliability issues. One of the biggest reasons people choose trucks is because they expect them to be dependable workhorses. Unfortunately, the Ranger has been struggling with reliability problems that are making owners seriously question their purchase decision. The 2.3-liter EcoBoost Turbo 4 has been experiencing turbocharger failures at surprisingly low mileage. Owners are reporting issues with turbo wastegates sticking, leading to reduced power and rough running. Complete turbo failure can easily run into the thousands of dollars in repairs, especially once you're out of warranty. The 10-speed automatic has been exhibiting harsh shifting, delayed gear engagement, and in some cases, complete transmission failure. Some owners describe the transmission as hunting for the right gear, especially during highway merging or while towing. Ford has issued software updates, but many owners report that the fixes don't fully solve the problem. Beyond the powertrain, there are numerous reports of electrical gremlins, dashboard warning lights that illuminate without any actual problem, infotainment systems that freeze randomly, and even issues with the truck refusing to start. These problems are simply unacceptable when you're paying nearly $40,000 or more. So the mechanical problems are concerning enough, but once you sit inside this truck, you'll discover another major letdown. Number 5. Dull interior. Walk into the Ranger's cabin and you're immediately struck by how plain everything looks. While Ford has made efforts to modernize the interior, the overall design still feels uninspired and lacking in visual appeal. The dashboard is functional, but it doesn't have any of the style or character that makes you actually want to spend time inside the vehicle. Even in higher trims, you're going to find an abundance of hard, scratchy plastics covering most surfaces. Picture yourself at the dealership. You sit in a GMC or Tacoma and your hand rests on a soft-touch armrest with quality stitching. Then you sit in the Ranger and immediately feel the difference. Hard, hollow plastic that reminds you of rental cars. That tactile disappointment is something you'll experience every single day. Owners have reported rattles and squeaks developing relatively early in ownership, particularly around the dashboard and door panels. The seating isn't particularly impressive either, with front seats that lack proper bolstering and long-distance support. The disappointing interior is made worse by the fact that the exterior doesn't fare much better. Number 4. Forgettable styling. When you park a Ranger next to its competitors, it's hard not to notice that Ford's mid-sized truck just doesn't make the same visual impact. The design is safe, conservative, and frankly, a bit boring, especially when this is supposed to be a rugged, adventure-ready pickup truck. The front end lacks the aggressive, bold presence that modern truck buyers are looking for. The grille is understated, the headlights are functional but uninspiring, and the overall design language feels like Ford played it too safe. Compare this to the Toyota Tacoma with its distinctive front fascia, or the Chevrolet Colorado with its sculpted lines. The Ranger just blends into the background, which is the last thing you want when you're spending $40,000 or more. The proportions are fine, but there's nothing particularly eye-catching about the design. The fender flares are subtle, the character lines are minimal, and the overall silhouette is ordinary. The rear end continues this theme of visual mediocrity. The taillights are plain, the tailgate design is basic, and there's nothing that makes the Ranger stand out. But the bland styling is just one aspect of Ford's narrow approach. The limited configuration options make things even worse. Number 3. Single configuration. The Ranger is only available in one bed and cab configuration. You're getting a Super Crew cab with a 5-foot bed, and that's your only option. Ford doesn't offer an extended cab with a longer bed, and they don't offer a regular cab for serious work truck buyers who need maximum bed length. This limited configuration creates real problems depending on how you plan to use the truck. If you need to haul full sheets of plywood, drywall, or longer lumber, that 5-foot bed is going to be a constant source of frustration. Competitors like the Toyota Tacoma offer a 6-foot bed option, and those extra 12 inches make a genuine difference in real-world hauling tasks. Consider this scenario. You're at the home improvement store with 8-foot boards for a weekend project. With the Ranger's 5-foot bed, you're dealing with lumber sticking out the back, requiring red flags and careful driving. Meanwhile, the guy next to you with a Tacoma's 6-foot bed has the tailgate closed and is driving home worry-free. If you're a contractor who doesn't need the Super Crew's rear seating, you're out of luck. The lack of configuration options means Ford is telling buyers, take it or leave it, which is strange in a segment where rivals from Toyota and Nissan offer multiple combinations, so Ford restricts your choices, but that's not the only way this truck will punish you daily. Number 2. Firm ride. If you're expecting the Ranger to deliver a comfortable car-like ride that makes your daily commute pleasant, you're going to be disappointed. Ford has equipped this truck with a pretty basic leaf spring rear suspension setup, and the result is a ride quality that feels harsh, jittery, and uncomfortable, especially when the bed is empty. Every bump, pothole, and imperfection gets transmitted directly through the chassis and into the cabin. The rear end tends to hop and skip over uneven surfaces, creating a bouncy, unsettled feeling that passengers especially notice. This is the trade-off with a traditional truck suspension designed to handle heavy payloads, but most mid-sized truck buyers aren't loading their beds to capacity on a daily basis. Competitors have figured out better solutions. Trucks like the Honda Ridgeline use unibody construction and independent rear suspension to provide a much smoother, more refined driving experience. The Ranger feels stuck in an older era of truck design where ride comfort was an acceptable sacrifice. The harsh ride is frustrating enough on its own, but when you consider what Ford is charging, all these compromises become impossible to justify. Number 1. Pricing. Here's the biggest problem: the price keeps climbing year after year, and the value proposition is becoming increasingly questionable. Base models now start at around $35,000, which is already a significant investment. But those base trims are so stripped down that most buyers need to step up to at least the XLT trim. Once you add the XLT 4-wheel drive and a few option packages, you're easily looking at $45,000 or more. Picture yourself at the Ford dealership, calculator in hand. You start with the base Ranger price, then add the XLT package, 4-wheel drive, the tow package, and a spray and bed liner. Before you know it, you're staring at a price that's only $3,000 less than a full-size F-150, except the F-150 offers significantly more truck for your money. A well-equipped F-150 can be had for just a few $1,000s more, and you're getting a significantly larger truck with a more powerful engine, a more comfortable interior, and better resale value. Resale value concerns make the pricing issue even worse. Mid-sized trucks generally don't hold their value as well as full-size models, and the Ranger's reliability problems are only going to hurt depreciation further. When you're paying close to $45,000 for a truck that's going to lose a significant chunk of its value in the first few years, the total cost of ownership starts to look seriously unappealing. So, there you have it. 7 serious reasons to think twice before buying a Ford Ranger. From stripped-down base trims to reliability issues, harsh ride quality, and poor value compared to the F-150, this truck is struggling to justify its price tag. The midsize truck market is more competitive than ever, and right now the Ranger is falling behind. Rivals simply deliver more. Starting from the class leader, the Toyota Tacoma, if you lean toward electrification, you definitely want to check out our video about the Tacoma Hybrid. It's efficient, it's incredibly capable, and it offers some of the best off-roaders in the mid-sized truck market.